Bitcoin needs the industry to survive, and sure as hell needs the exchanges and all the other infrastructure because it's not self-sufficient in that dimension. But the industry doesn't need Bitcoin anymore to survive. It's nice to have a digital asset like Bitcoin that has that reputation and it's digital gold, but remember, at the end of the day, it's a token with a deflationary monetary policy. And so at any given moment, another digital gold can form, and if it has good science behind it, it'll be just as secure, if not more so. That's why we spent, in a science-based approach with Cardano, 7 years designing a proof-of-stake protocol. From the GKL model to Ouroboros Classic, the Kraus, the Genesis, and everything that came afterwards, is that we thought a lot as an ecosystem about how do you build a secure consensus protocol that's energy efficient, but also has all the properties that Bitcoin has. And we were very rigorous with this. And the response to the Bitcoin ecosystem was, oh, it's a scam, it doesn't exist, that technology can't exist, and it's perpetual motion, and proof-of-stake is wrong. Okay, I just don't see how that survives. It's a religion, it's not an ecosystem. So no, we don't necessarily need Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is going to have to grow and adapt and change if it wants to survive long term. Interesting. Plenty of people with first mover advantage thought they were invincible. Microsoft did with Windows. And what happened is they never lost Windows, but then we changed the paradigm. People stopped caring about the desktop, and now we all have cell phones and tablets, and look at Android and iOS versus Windows, the adoption rates. And in a lot of app developers, Windows last. It used to be that if you weren't on Windows, your business would die. Now no one cares about it anymore. So that's the danger there, is that they don't lose the wallet share and the amount of people that hold it, but they lose the attention, they lose the innovation, and over time the industry grows in a different direction, and then you wake up and 98% of the stuff you do is outside of Bitcoin. And you start asking yourself, why do I really care about that? And it just becomes another asset, and then the hash rate falls, and it kind of dies a slow heat death in a certain respect. So, we tried real hard to convince people to innovate. Like we wrote NEPA POWs, the non-interactive proofs of proof of work, which actually is a great sidechains primitive for Bitcoin. We developed a protocol for proof of useful work to show how to upgrade and do useful things with proof of work. Log space mining allows you to mine without having a full node. Obviously, the extended UTXO model is how you would do smart contracts with Bitcoin. So if you look at the design of Cardano, we took a lot of the good ideas from 2011, 2012, like how to do smart contracts in Bitcoin, how to issue assets, color coins, for example, and we put them in there. And that's a great case study on how Bitcoin could create a roadmap where it could be competitive with Ethereum or other things. It's their decision as an ecosystem to go down that road, and I don't think the culture is going to let them do that.
So, when I was at the CFTC, we greenlighted the first regulated market for any type of crypto, and that was Bitcoin futures in the U.S. And that was 5 years ago, and that market today is liquid, it's transparent, it's operating very, very well, and it's fully regulated. It was on that Bitcoin futures market that the SEC greenlighted an ETF. Today, we do have an ETF, but it's based upon the Bitcoin future, not based upon the spot market. What we're talking about here is greenlighting an ETF on the spot market. Thus far, the SEC has been unwilling to do it because the spot market is actually outside the CFTC's jurisdiction. Long story, which I won't go into now, but it's outside. Congress is toying, and there's some bills that would give the CFTC oversight of that, which would make the SEC's job much easier. Now, having said that, there's a lot of reason to believe that the SEC may be getting ready for an ETF on the spot Bitcoin and Ethereum markets right now. And if we look around the globe, Canada's already done it. Germany's done it. There are other functioning markets that are healthy, that are well regulated. And so I think there's very good arguments that the SEC should, and I think there's anecdotal evidence that they will greenlight that product sometime in the beginning of the year.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And make sure you're joining the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. Now we have Cardano's Charles Hoskinson says the industry doesn't need Bitcoin anymore. And who was 100% behind Bitcoin? That's right, the government. And Charles Hoskinson knows that. And Bitcoin and crypto are for the machines, the fourth industrial revolution. And we see Cardano's fingerprint all over Africa doing what? That's right, the digital ID. Now we have Giancarlo on the spot Bitcoin ETF. And we know we have spot Bitcoin ETFs in other countries. The reason why they're kicking the can down the road, because a spot Bitcoin ETF will actually stabilize the price And these future Bitcoin products, they keep the casino wide open. And a lot of volatility will be taken out of Bitcoin. Now, speaking of the fourth industrial revolution, we have My Size ID using AI for apparel sizing. And we see that these algorithms are going to know you better than you know yourself. You're going to eventually have avatars that are going to replicate you, where then you'll be able to go into the metaverse and try on the item anyway and see whether it perfectly fits you. We've already seen the technology. But first, before they bring in all this technology, guys, before they bring in the robots, algorithms, and drones, we know they have to bring America and this globe to its knees in order for the fourth industrial revolution to rise. Now we have China's Evergrande's liquidation postponed until January of 2024. Over $300 billion in liabilities. And guys, we know nothing happens in China unless they want it to happen. And then we have the United States shutdown set for January 20th. We had the C word forbearances ended November 30th of this year. And we know that's going to take 60 to 90 days for it to hit the economy. So January and February. And we have the drums of beating. We have government spending cuts. We have the presidential race, which we know is going to be plenty of drama. We have housing, which they're trying to turn upside down. Like I told you, these $400,000 homes are going to be worth about $200,000 over these next few years. And remember, guys, this is all for the digital transformation. So yes, you have so many moving pieces, but it's all to get us moved over to the fourth industrial revolution. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Ronan, your company uses AI to help clothing retailers. You say AI is the key to fewer returns. Okay, spell it out. How does AI limit the number of returns? Tell me.
Yeah, that's right, Stuart. So we've been working since 2014 we've developed our technology. It's an algorithm based that actually learns the habits and the measurement of the consumer. And today we're working with over 100 retailers, name a few, Levi's, Desigual, Canali, and we save like between 30 and 50% of the returns of an item when you're buying stuff online.
Because AI, using AI, you can tell what the consumer, what their size is, what they should be ordering.
That's right.
And can you then interfere with the order if you think it's going to be a return?
That's right. So we actually recommend the consumer what size they really need in that particular item. So if you select large, for example, and we think you need a medium, we alert you that you need a medium. And if you still order the large, we understand that the return is because of size related. And then we recommend you again next time. And we can alert the retailer as well of the habits of their consumers. It could be that you prefer to wear large, to wear oversized items. And that's something that our algorithm, and that's the AI, learns your habits. And then we can next time understand that you like to wear large items. So we update your preferences on that particular item. So that's how the algorithm works, and then the recommendation engine.
And you can tell everything about me. That's frightening. Thanks very much for joining us, Ronan. A fine idea, and we'll see you.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting at more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, if new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the fourth industrial revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.